This is a channeled message if you have Aquarius as your sun, moon, or rising. You're going to want to save this post because this is an energetic transmission and you're going to want to listen to it again in the future. And remember to give a follow to join the community. This is going to be an intensive activation that is going to be for multitudes of timelines within your Akashic records that carry this Aquarius energy. So we need to make sure that we're in a good space energetically to listen to this. When I went into your energy field, you had a band-aid on your arm wrapped around, and I said, "Oh, what is that from? Is it okay if I take a look?" And you said yes. And I pulled the band-aid off, and you had a quarter-sized hole in your arm, okay, that went all the way through. I asked, "Where did you get that?" This is when I felt some really heavy energy in your heart chakra, and I went in to take a look. And who I met was very interesting. So there was this gentleman that was working inside of there, and he was at a workbench. He kind of was giving gnome energy, and I said, "Who are you?" And he said, "I am the tinker." I said, "Okay, what are you crafting?" He said that he's in charge of optimization, the firing of new neural networks in your brain chemistry. So he is a personification of consciousness within self. And that's very Aquarius, to delegate different tasks to different consciousness within us to make things easier and to run more smoothly. I asked, "Well, can you tell me what's going on with their arm and why they have this hole there?" He said, "Well, they needed it." I said, "Who?" And he said, "A group of persons in your life that needed a lot of energy from you in order to receive activations and upgrades." This is when your higher self came forward to talk to us and said, "This is where you come in as being a humanitarian," which is part of having Aquarius energy. They said, "But this is also where we need to find balance." There's a fine line between being a humanitarian for others and being a humanitarian for self. Then they held up your arm where the hole was and said, "The time of sacrifice is over. You cannot function at your highest capacity when you are missing pieces of self." What your higher self was referencing was energy expenditure. And this is overgiving. This is when they looked at you and said, "I want you to call back your energy from all space, time, and dimensions so you can recalibrate to your new level of consciousness." And they grabbed you by the shoulders, like a loved one does, to really hone something in with you, and said, "You will always be a philanthropist with your time, energy, and love. But in order to lead people to true wealth, not just material, that's part of it, but wealth in all areas of life, in order to lead people to true wealth, you need to feel true wealth within self." Currently, you have billions of energy cords throughout the cosmos that are attached to different people, places, and things. And of course you do, because you're source. And everything is a reflection of you, and you're a reflection of everything. However, you have so many humanitarian giving cords out there that a lot of your energy is being siphoned off when it needs to be redirected to self right now. Your higher self said, "I want you to cut all of the energetic cords." And your higher self and I were standing in front of your body, and we're taking our hands and just detaching all of these cords from around your auric field. This is when you were put into a full body casting, kind of like Mrs. Doubtfire when he was putting all of the paper mache stuff on his face in order to create a new one to wear. So that's what was happening with you, but for your whole entire body. And then you popped up out of it when it was done, and you were shaking all of this paper mache stuff off. And your higher self said, "Welcome to 2.0. I would love to hear in the comments if this message resonated with you, if it's something that you needed to hear. If there were any specific parts that really stood out to you, synchronicities. Maybe the band-aid on your arm, the tinker at his workbench of your mind, being a philanthropist with your time, energy, and love. If you would like to work together to dive deeper into your energetics and your soul's history, I do offer Akashic record sessions as well as mentorships. You can find those in my bio, in the comments, and I'm wishing you a very magical day.